All right, so for this today, now, class, let's see, what are we writing for our table of contents? What's the title of these notes?
Precise definition.
Precise, right? Precise definition. So, this one, I promised you guys yesterday, it's not hard, but if you don't pay attention, you're not going to have any clue what to do, because this requires some algebra.
Wait, this is what?
It's going to require some algebra.
Oh.
Didn't you say not to take it down, tape it down yet?
Yeah, don't tape it down yet because we have to use the page underneath.
Dang it.
Yep,
Thanks for the heads up.
I did say that.
Like just now.
No, I said it before that. That's why she actually commented about it.
Oh hell no.
Yes, I know. That's what yeah. Anyway. All right, so given this, we're going to go through and actually figure a lot of this out. This is going to give me the equation of a circle. So a couple things that I need to actually look at is the equation of a circle. Now, for this, the equation right here, for this, my radius here is 5, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Radius 5. My radius right here is 5. Right? Okay, the center. The center is at, so I'm just using different colors so you can actually see this when I plug it in later. Okay, the center is going to be at 3, 4. 3 and 4. Because these numbers right here go to different places in my equation. Now, the formula for my equation is down here. Okay, the formula is here. You guys should have done some of this in your algebra class.
No.
Yeah. I don't know if you're paying attention that day, or week, or month, but you should have actually seen some of this. Okay, but you guys didn't actually do it as a circle, you just did it one-sided. So let's take a look. So look to see where these things ended up at. So H, which is in here, if I'm looking, that's my 3. These are my X values over here. 3 is my X, 4 is my Y. So the 3, it's always going to be minus my H. Since my 3 is positive, it goes minus 3. So we're subtracting 3 there. The other side, the 4, goes right here. And then this is my radius squared. Because my radius here is 5, isn't it?
Yes.
5 squared, I got from my formula right here, 5 squared is going to give me 25. Okay? So this is the formula for this. So now I'm going to go through and try something here. So if I'm looking at this, I'm going to just plug these into this right here. Okay? I'm plugging these numbers into that formula. So given that, I should have parentheses. X. Now, my X value is right here, right? It should be minus my H value. So there's going to be 2, right? So minus 2, close, square. The next piece says plus, parentheses, my Y value, and it says minus the K value. So in this one, it came out to be this number over here, didn't it? So, but if it's a minus negative 2, it becomes plus 2. Squared equals, now, my radius here is 6. So what am I going to do to that radius?
Square it.
Square it, so I get
36.
36.
Is that
That-
easy?
That's the equation. We're going to have, it gets a little bit harder later on, and you'll see why. we're going to actually go from this, or from this into a different format.
That's weird.
It's not hard, but you know what? It's just one of those things. Now, let's go ahead and do this one now. Let's do this one. So now, this one, it would be x. What am I going to write?
-0?
Minus 0. Okay. Minus 0, that works.
Or it could be plus, right?
It's always the formula's minus. Don't mess it up. So, squared. What goes next?
Y
Say plus.
plus 0?
Plus.
Plus.
Oh, plus
Parentheses.
Y.
Parentheses.
y minus 0.
Minus 0, right?
0 squared.
Squared equals 100.
Honey.
Not bad, right? We're just plugging stuff into the formula. Now for this one right here.
X plus 4.
So parentheses, x plus 4. Why does it change to plus 4?
Because it's a negative.
Minus a negative becomes a plus sign right here, right? Are we okay here on this?
Yes.
Okay, square. What goes next? Plus
Y.
parentheses,
Oh.
Y plus 2.
y plus 2.
Parentheses squared.
Square, right? Okay. Equals.
The reciprocal. 5.
Nope. When I square that, what's 5 times 5? Now, what is the square root of 25?
5.
So we just get 5 here. Because a square will cancel a square root, right? Not too bad, right?
No.
Okay. So now, and this next part right here is going to be the hassle. It says that sometimes a circle is given in the general form, which is like this, where a, b, and c are constants right here. So if you notice, all this right here. So it's basically, we took this and foiled it. We took one of these and foiled it. Remember what foil means? First, outer, inner, last. So from here, these equations can be changed into this form by completing the square. Now for this one right here, I am going to show you, because I want to do the work. Everything, the work's done here. That doesn't help you. So we're going to actually copy this on the page underneath so we could actually go over, and I'll show you the reasons why. Okay, so this one right here is general form. Now, we're going to organize these. We're going to organize these together. So now, if I want to make it into this form, this number over here is by itself, isn't it? So this is going to be this number right here. So we're going to move this to the other side of the equal sign. So that's my first step. So I have to plus 4 to both sides. And also, as I do that, I'm going to rearrange this. I'm going to put my x's together. I'm going to put my y's together. So I'm going to have x squared minus 2x plus y squared minus 4y equals 4. Okay, because over here I added 4 to both sides to put this over here. Did I lose anyone? No, because I'm trying to separate right now.
Oh, okay.
All right, now here comes the completing the square part. So I'm going to organize these into a trinomial. A trinomial has 3 terms. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to have parentheses x squared minus 2x plus something close plus my y squared minus 4y plus something equals 4. And now I'm going to add to each one of these. Okay? So now in algebra, if I add to one side, I must also
Add to the other.
add to the other. Okay, so I'm going to add to the other. So I'm going to have plus my first something and plus my second something. So here's my first something and here's my second something. Now, in a trinomial, we always know it's going to be the coefficients. It's going to look like this. It is a x squared plus bx plus c. And this is normally equals 0. So now, this is the basic formula or format of a trinomial. Okay, I know you guys actually did some of this in Algebra 1. So it's ABC. And ABC only refers to the numbers in front of your x. And it has to be in descending order. So it's x squared, then x, then no x. Are we okay still? So I'm basically just talking about this one right here. So now I'm going to go back up to this. Now I need to find a something to put here. My something is going to look like this. It's going to be b divided by 2 squared. And it's going to be the same thing on this one. It's going to be b divided by 2 squared. Trying to find another color pen for dramatic effect. Nope, don't have it. All right.
Do you need a pen?
I had a red, but you know what? I got this thing. I'll try this. All right, so what is the b value in this trinomial here? -2, right? Because it goes A, B, C. So -2 is my b value here. All right? So it's going to be -2. So it's -2 divided by 2. What's -2 divided by 2? -1, right? What's -1 squared? -1 times -1 is +1, right? So this is going to be a +1. And what I said over here, whatever I add to one side, I must also add the other. So this one over here is this +1. Now let's do this one over here. Now we're looking at this trinomial. What is my b value here? -4, right? So -4 divided by 2? -2 squared? -2 times -2? +4, right? So this is +4. Can you guys see that? Kind of. Is that better? So we get a +4 right there. Okay. All right, so now we have it set up. So when I do this trinomial factors, and I'm not going to try to teach you guys factoring because there is a pattern. The pattern says it's always going to be this divided by 2. So here's what the pattern's going to look like. So now because I did this, and I added it over here already, this is going to turn into a perfect square. So this right here turns into x, and I said take this and divide it by 2. What do we get? This right here divided by 2. -1 squared. And I'm going to prove this here in a moment. So that's this piece right here. Plus, now let's do the other side over here. So it's going to be y. What do I have here from that?
Divided by 2, right?
Yeah, divided by 2, and you get what? -2 squared equals. What do we get on this side? 9. 4, 4, 1. That's 9, right? Okay, so now we have been able to do this right here, right? Now, I'm going to show you guys. So now this is the equation. This would be that handy dandy thing that I like to circle because that's the answer. Now, I'm going to prove to you that this works because this is x minus 1 times x minus 1. And I'm going to FOIL this one.
Oh.
So if I go through and FOIL it now, I get x squared minus x minus x. -1 times -1 gives me plus x, right? I'm sorry, plus 1. And combining like terms here, my middle term. So it's going to be x squared minus 2x plus 1. Is that the exact same thing that I had right here? Yes?
Yes.
This is the exact same thing as this. And so by foiling it, I was able to
That's crazy.
get a happy face.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is my answer. So now let's go backwards on this. So now, since I did this one right here, if I go backwards, so my center of the circle, right? Where's this center going to be located at?
-1.
-1, -2.
X minus 1.
So now for right here, now remember, from my formula right here, isn't it always opposite? There's always should be a minus
Oh,
sign,
so
right?
it's +1.
So it should be at +1, right?
Positive.
Since this is x minus 1, it should be a +1, right? And this is y minus 2, so what is my y value?
+2.
+2. So my center is there.
Whoa.
My radius.
I'm still lost with the
So, remember, so right here I got 25 for this number. But the radius was 5, wasn't it? Because I took the 5 and squared it to get that. How do you undo a square? Square root. So square root of 25 is 5, isn't it? The square root of 9 is?
3.
So my radius is 3. And so in your notes, it already has it all done. Okay? The center was at 1, 2. That's what we got. And the radius was 3. So I did all this work right here showing you all the steps. Now, right here, this one should be kind of easy. This one right here should be kind of easy. Now, if I were to rearrange this, is there anything adding to my x value here? Let's look at this. Is there anything adding to my x value? No, there's no other x's, is there? If there's no other x's, my center is going to be at, because if you notice right here, look this and look this. And so I had to go through and do all this work. Does this one have any changes here? Look at the y value. Is there any more y's? If there's no more y's, what's going to be this number? 0. What is my radius? Okay, so now I'm going to put the center of the circle where? 0, 0. And how big is it? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 this way, 5 this way, and 5 this way, right? Let's see if I could actually make a decent circle here. Hey, I did. I made a decent circle. There we go. So that's what my circle is going to look like. It has a center at 0, 0 and a radius of 5. Do you guys like that voodoo magic?
How do you do that?
What?
You got a nice one. That's too nice.
You didn't watch me actually use a compass to do that?
A compass?
Bro, you're not Jack Sparrow.
That's called compass.
All right. Now, let's take a look at the second problem right here. Where's the center of this second problem?
2. No.
Should be -2, right?
Yeah.
Isn't this a plus sign? So it's changing. So this is going to be a -2. And what is the y value?
1.
+1. And the radius is?
4.
It's not 4.
Oh,
2, isn't it? Because it's the square root of 4, isn't it?
2. Yeah.
Yes.
And there we go. So it's going to be -2, 1. So -2 up 1. There's my center. My radius is 2, so it goes over 2. 1, 2. Up 2. Right 2. And down 2. Did I go down too many there? Yes, I did. Close on that one. My radius is 2. My center is at -2, +1. -2, +1. Okay? So, on your guys' practice, you guys are going to have to do that. Identify the center and the radius, sketch each graph. And this one is going to be a decimal for this one. Your radius is going to be a decimal, so you need your calculator for that one. Your radius is a decimal. Now on the back side, you're going to actually have to do the equations on these ones. Okay, if you need help, you guys come in later for help. Okay, so let's go ahead. We could work on the practice right now. Make sure you guys are working. Don't forget, like and subscribe, right?